Brooke Shields doesn't want you to find out this secret. Sure, she's ageless, fascinating, and is to be worshipped. However, as charming as this sexy actress is, she holds a dark secret. Secrets or not, she frequently outshines in terms of appearance, and you can't help but feel seduced when you see her on screen. Everyone loves taking eyefuls of her perky bosoms and audacious curves. No wonder many people are obsessed with her. Maybe they'll be obsessed with her secret too. Brooke Shields embodies a beauty that transcends trends and fads. Her features are impossible to forget, and they are proof of her enduring appeal. Her eyes are like deep pools of paradise, framed by thick, expressive brows. Don't get us started on her smooth, flawless skin, which even time can't defeat. The actress and her infectious smile that draw us in, and there's her commanding presence with a 6-foot statuesque figure. How do you even forget such a woman? Whether modeling or acting, she carries herself with grace and conviction. From the very beginning, her attractiveness had always had an influence in landing her roles, and her movies could not have been played by anybody else. They all seemed tailored to fit her sensuality. From a very young age, at just 11 months old, she debuted and entered the limelight as a child model. As she grew, she was able to control and manage her popularity and notoriety to become a skilled performer. The sexy actress has been famous all her life. Terry, Shields' mother, recognized her beauty and started nurturing her career. Why? It simply helped pay the bills. Shields stressed that she enjoyed every part of her growing career. Her mother was her manager and agent. There was never really a plan, they just took the projects that seemed perfect and comfortable with her. How did she now become so successful? Well, watch the video to the end to find out. Shields once starred as a child prostitute in Pretty Baby, where her performance was criticized as both daring and poignant. She navigated the complexities of her character, Violet, leaving an enduring impact on cinema. Her performance was good, and it also raised conversations about child actors and such roles. Turned out it wasn't all the time that Terry took projects that seemed great for her. One of those projects involved the actress being in a controversial situation that she and her mother tried to hide when she was still a child, but let's save that for later. However, according to the actress, times were different then. She maintained that she wouldn't allow her daughters to star in a project like that. Those projects relied heavily on her sexuality and her looks. Speaking of looks, Shields has always received compliments on her looks. Quote, "People think of me as a mannequin," the actress said. Not long after Pretty Baby, the actress was on another blockbuster, the romance-adventure drama The Blue Lagoon in 1980, a blend of innocence, sensuality, and vulnerability. Her portrayal of Emmeline remains etched in cinematic history. The nude scenes by Shields sparked discussion about the limits of art. However, she had no business playing those roles. When the film got released, she was just 15. Old Hollywood was surely wild, and we'll come to show you it can be very ruthless. The actress innately knew that the roles she got were not ideal for her age, so she tried to protect herself. During the production of The Blue Lagoon, she had her hair glued to her breast so nothing would show. As sensual as she was, the star became famous for trying to downplay her beauty numerous times off-screen and even while filming. No matter the work, fans just love to always see the actress, even if those films were the kind she shouldn't be in. In the movie Endless Love, which was released when she was 15, the actress appears on the silver screen as the object of intense passion and obsession. Shield and her co-star Martin Hewitt portrayed a passionate and tumultuous love affair between two teenagers. The actress continued to stun in her projects. When she appeared on an episode in the popular sitcom Friends, the episode became the highest rated, drawing close to 59.2 million viewers. Despite the show having a couple of sexy actresses on it, Shields' stunning presence overshadowed them all. Her sexual appeal just couldn't be hidden. Impressed by the reaction to her presence on Friends, NBC executives gave her her own sitcom, Suddenly Susan, which spanned 4 successful seasons. Speaking of success, the actress carried her success into the 2010s. She showed her range as the quirky and eccentric Madame Varkolik in the family-friendly horror comedy The Boy Who Cried Wolf. The story follows her character trying to help guide a boy through his newfound lycanthrope woes. The movie is totally fun and spooky, and we can't help but be charmed by her oddball antics. An enjoyable and eerie adventure that will have you wanting more. The sexy actress was Glamourous, and as we've hinted earlier, the actress, who was born on May 31, 1965, began as a child model. She eventually grew to become a glamour star. She was named one of the most glamorous women of all time by Harper's Bazaar magazine. Also, the British magazine Harper's and Queen named her one of the most beautiful 20th century women on their top 100 list. From 16, she had already appeared on the cover of every significant fashion magazine, including Cosmopolitan, Elle, Glamour, Harper's Bazaar, Mademoiselle, 17, and Vogue. She was so popular among younger girls that she had her very own Brooke Shields doll available for purchase in stores worldwide. Her 1982 doll was labeled the world's most glamorous teenager. The actress's modeling career brought some controversies, so Shields made a controversial remark about her Calvin Klein jeans advertisement back in 1980. What was that remark? The actress, who was aged 15 at the time, said, quote, "Do you know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing," unquote. Yikes. This bold statement caused quite an uproar, with critics deeming it sexually suggestive. In fact, the commercial was even banned in some countries due to its controversial nature. As she grew older, Brooke Shields revealed she didn't perceive it as overtly sexual. It was just a line that she was given. The assumption that she was more knowledgeable than she truly was surprised her. Shields, now at the age of 56, acknowledges that sex has always been a selling point in advertising, but the double entendre wasn't explicitly explained to her. Interestingly, Calvin Klein himself later revealed that the commercial actually boosted the company's visibility. Shields emerged relatively unscathed from the experience, appreciating the protection of her naivety at the time. And let's not forget the irony. After the ad, she became famously known for still being a virgin despite the provocative image associated with her Calvin Klein campaign. And speaking of provocative, turned out Terry, Brooke's mom, may not have been completely protective of her. If she were, she wouldn't have allowed 10-year-old Brooke to take a nude picture. This was their shame and their secret. In 1975, Brooke, with the consent of her mother, took nude pictures for the Playboy Press publication Sugar and Spice. The pictures showed the actress nude, standing and sitting in a bathtub, wearing makeup, and covered in oil. It was just too much. Come on, Terry. Photographer Gary Gross took the pictures at the time. It became a problem when in 1981 the sexy actress and her mother sued the photographer and Playboy to get the rights to the picture they gave the photographer back. Well, they lost on a technicality. The nude photo caused quite a scandal, and mother and child appeared on the cover of the September 26, 1977 issue of New York Magazine in a cover story about her modeling career. The main headline on the cover read, "Meet Terry and Brooke Shields," while the subtitle read, "Brooke is 12, she poses nude. Terry is her mother, she thinks it's swell." As we said, Hollywood can be brutal. However, the brutality of Hollywood didn't take away the actress's humor. Oh yes, the actress can be funny when she chooses to be. In Bob the Butler, she takes the role of a busy executive. Her character combines slapstick humor with heartwarming moments with the bumbling butler Bob. Their mind-blowing performance adds its own appeal to the movie. In the midst of all this success and fame ruckus, Shields has been able to make herself a beautiful family with her husband, screenwriter and producer Chris Henchy. They gave birth to 2 daughters, Rowan Frances Henchy and Greer Hammond Henchy. Growing up, both girls have been thrown into their mother's world. They freely give Brooke fashion advice, preferring edgier styles over traditional Upper East Side elegance. Brooke describes her daughters as confident and free, and she appreciates their ability to speak their minds. As young women finding their own paths, they navigate the complexities of the modern world with their mother's guidance and love. Recently, Brooke Shields and her 2 daughters volunteered as models for New York artist Tara Lewis. Lewis creates figurative portraits inspired by pop culture phenomena. In Lewis's latest series titled Role Modeling, Shields is depicted in leg warmers, wearing a Keith Haring t-shirt, and even sporting her iconic Calvin Klein jeans. The paintings celebrate all things 80s, fashion, art, and fun. Lewis describes Shields as a super muse and praises her creativity. Their collaboration resulted in captivating artworks that pay homage to the vibrant 80s era. As vibrant as the actress's career was, she didn't have a vibrant early life. It's a shocker when we dig deeper into Shields' life and find out she'd grown up in an environment not that conducive for a kid, with an alcoholic mother and a society damaging enough to ruin a young mind. Describing her experience, the actress said, "Not when you grow up in New York. I mean, it just takes 5 minutes to see, on the old 42nd Street, what prostitution was." Terry, Shields' mother, was a working-class girl from New Jersey who became a Manhattan socialite thanks to her charm, wit, and charisma. After a brief romance with a wealthy New Yorker, she became pregnant with Brooke. The couple split when Shields was 5 months old. After that, Shields had an unusual upbringing, alternating between her mother's impoverished bohemian lifestyle and her father's wealthy Long Island lifestyle. The sexy star talked about how her and her mother shared some regrets. Shields claimed that if she had had a proper agency instead of her mother's disorganized, money-making strategy, her career would have proceeded differently, or at the very least, there would have been a clear plan. She actually thinks that her popularity stems from what she did and not her talents. In her words, she says, quote, "The fame trajectory, the one that relied on the products and magazine covers and gossip about dating Michael Jackson," unquote. The actress even added her doubt about her success as a multi-talented actress, saying, "So on the one hand, I think it would have gone differently, but I'm not sure I would still be here or relevant or working." As she got older, the actress broke away from her mother's hold, but she says it's all thanks to her first husband, the tennis player Andre Agassi. His meddling got her to take over her life and career from her overbearing mother. This way, she could focus entirely on what she wanted, how to elevate her talents and not only just her sexuality. She wanted balance in her life. In other words, her talent and fame should work hand in hand for her success in the industry. Brooke has proved herself to be so much more than her early films. Her broad range of work as an adult would be quite an achievement for anyone, especially given how difficult transitioning from child actor to adult often is. She's never stopped working, whether as a guest actor in her own sitcom or as an author. It seems the industry interestingly finds her perfect for any role. The actress is skilled at bringing her sensuality with her wherever she goes. You would believe the actress was born for these roles because of the way she brings sexuality to them, which fascinates her audience. What do you think about Brooke Shields, her career, or her enchanting sensuality that has made us all obsessed with her? What do you also think of her secret and shame? Tell us in the comments below. Let us also know which vintage beauty you'd love us to talk about next.